Welcome today to Transparency is the New Green in Product Selection and Specification, where we will demo version 2 of the Transparency Catalog to show you how we have transformed and are continuing to transform the challenges facing design teams who want to find, select, and specify the highest performing, greenest, and healthiest products, and the challenges that they face in trying to get that done and sharing that information with their fellow members of their project teams, the specification team and their organizations, as well as clients and contractors. A little bit about Sustainable Minds for those of you who are new to us. I'm Terry Swack, the CEO and founder. I started the company over 10 years ago with the mission to operationalize environmental performance into mainstream product development and manufacturing. And our very first product is a streamlined eco-design and LCA tool for product manufacturers to use during product design to be able to evaluate the environmental impacts of products in early stage design to make better decisions before things get put into production, which is what all of you do as well. You're always looking at design options in early stage design. That's what early stage design is for, and you want to be able to work quickly and rapidly and be able to be fluid about swapping things in and out. So we have continued to apply that way of thinking and working to the Transparency Catalog to enable project teams to do that very same thing, easily find products, evaluate them, swap them in and out, save them, so you have access to that data moving forward. We became an ISO 14025 EPD program operator in 2013 because we understood the challenges that design teams were facing when being asked to use environmental product declarations and ultimately material ingredient disclosures to make better informed comparative decisions, realizing that these types of disclosures are made by technical people. The intent was that they would be used by technical people, but because of their incorporation into the green building rating systems, where architects, designers, builders, contractors, owners are being asked to make decisions using these kinds of tools, we realized that that information would need to be made more understandable and more meaningful to become part of the decision-making process. So we have focused on solving that problem expressly since 2012, was how to make building product information more understandable and meaningful so that design teams could actually build higher performing buildings, being able to select the best products for the project. So with that in mind, the Transparency Catalog is a marketing and sales tool for product manufacturers, and it's pretty important that product manufacturers really do try to understand the challenges of you, their customers. And it's important that you, their customers, understand the challenges that building product manufacturers are facing when they're addressed with being transparent about the environmental performance and material health of their products. It really is a give and take situation. We're going to talk about how the Transparency Catalog has been built to support the needs of both constituencies and to help both groups work together to make better decisions and reward manufacturers for doing that. We'll talk a little bit about our secret sauce, how Sustainable Minds curates the catalog so that you understand how what's there gets there. We'll talk a little bit about how since the beginning we've really been laser focused on the roadmap that takes the Transparency Catalog into the realm of being a powerful design tool that you will use in parallel with your specification tools to address that gap between ease of product selection and product specification for green building projects. And then we'll just do a quick demo, and if there's questions people have, you can feel free to post them in the questions panel. If not, we'll follow up with you and maybe we'll answer them along the way. So just to set the stage, these are the challenges that both groups are facing. I mean, clearly you understand the top set. You probably are here today because the webinar invitation made a play for those of you who are experiencing the pain of the search process to find products, how much time you spend, the challenge to use this information to make decisions. At the end of the day, the types of product databases that are out there are organized around the types of disclosures that are offered, and we are squarely focused on, you are not looking to specify disclosures, you're looking to specify products that have the functional performance requirements that you need, that also now have the environmental performance and material health, the latest performance criteria that you've added to your list of criteria used to make decisions. This is still about finding products, not about finding disclosures. And again, helping to standardize that selection to specification process. We've spoken with easily over 100 design firms and have tried to understand how that process gets managed. And it's a little bit different in every organization. Well, so the manufacturers who have stepped up to be transparent increases year over year. We actually have a trend report. We track the number of manufacturers year over year who are producing transparency disclosures by MasterFormat section. And we publish that annually. We'll be coming up to do that in the next couple months. But it's a lot of time. It's very expensive for them to do it. It's risky for them to do it. Even still today, while it is getting close, product transparency is becoming close to being a mainstream concept. Manufacturers are still concerned and have every reason to be that they're not necessarily seeing the payoff or the payback for making those investments. They're costly to make, as I mentioned. The amount of time that it takes them to train their own design reps, the people that call on you, is also significant, because those reps feel like they already have to know so much. This is another thing they have to know now too, but it's your expectation that they should know that information. It's their products. That's what you're looking for. And you want to be able to easily find those products from each of those manufacturers and get the documentation that you need. And they should be able to help you. That's still a problem inside manufacturing organizations, of making that process kind of seamless. Ultimately, in their marketing communications, their websites, they are challenged with helping you find what you need. And for those of you who go to manufacturers' websites first to find those products, you know that those manufacturers' websites aren't typically designed to make it easy to find just those products. Typically, you'll find content in silos, disclosures in one place, products in another place. And finally, manufacturers are really challenged. How do they use these disclosures to help them substantiate and tell the meaningful stories about what they are really doing to improve the environmental performance and material health of their products, because only when they can do that is when they're able to build a credibly greener brand and have you trust that what they're saying is actually valid and accurate. So to summarize, we're making it super easy to find and specify those products and to help you reward manufacturers for making them so that they will continue to create those disclosures and to realize that the primary purpose for doing an LCA or the primary purpose for doing material ingredient disclosure is for their own internal knowledge to understand where in the life cycle the greatest impacts are occurring and what's causing them, so they can take that information and drive it back into product development to create credibly greener, higher performing products. And the same with material ingredient disclosures. What kinds of materials are they using in their products that they're acquiring from suppliers that pose any potential risks and human health hazards? Can they replace those materials with others? Can they not? Why? And when they can tell those stories, that's what makes you believe that they really can be trusted to make better products. And they've got those disclosures to support those stories. So we pushed a new release of the Transparency Catalog in January. And in that release, we delivered the MasterFormat filtering, and we've added links to every EPD in North America. So we are the only resource where you're going to find links to every single EPD in North America. And this was something we'd been tracking anyway because we're a program operator. We have created an innovative cloud-delivered type of Type 3 environmental declaration. We call ours a transparency report. It's important that this content be delivered digitally, not encoded in PDFs anymore, so that content can ultimately be used to do calculations, whole building LCA, make better comparative decisions. And the reason that we finally were able to add the MasterFormat filtering is that finally, over the period of the past 5 years, since LEED version 4 was first introduced in 2012, and people started to really take it seriously in 2014, 2015, the increase in manufacturers across the MasterFormat divisions has been substantial enough that we've been able to finally add that type of filtering to make that user experience meaningful. We're going to show you what that looks like in just a minute. So as product transparency experts, here's our content collection methodology. We have LCA expertise, material ingredient reporting expertise, and we monitor every green building rating system that rewards product transparency, both types, and then we monitor every program operator, EPD program operator, and every material ingredient disclosure program where their disclosures have been identified as eligible to earn green building rating system credits. So we build to maintain the North American PCR catalog. So we are the ones who know across North America what PCRs have been developed. That's a publicly available document. And every month, and actually more frequently than every month, we'll add any new manufacturers to the catalog with a free listing who have created an EPD or a material ingredient disclosure for the first time. Now, what we've also done, because of our partnership with v2.0, the developers of MasterSpec, and most of you are familiar with MasterSpec, but for those who are not, MasterSpec is the American Institute of Architects master specification data set, if you will, where they are writing those specification sections for how to specify products in many of the MasterFormat divisions and sections, but not all. So what we've done, because of our partnership, and ultimately all of the products that are in the catalog will be findable through MasterSpec, is that we have aligned all of the products in the catalog with MasterSpec sections when that's possible. So here's an example. This is a portion of the MasterFormat 0740 division and section. And you can see here's the MasterSpec sections for that range of sections. And you can see there's not a section written for every single one. And so when we work with manufacturers, oftentimes they're not sure which sections their products go in. And from our conversations with architects, they're also not always certain which sections they should be looking in for certain types of products. Manufacturers have a tendency to use a higher level division number, where specifiers are often really looking for this level. Sometimes when a product is super specific, it is important that it get displayed at this level. But we're going to show you how we've implemented the filtering to kind of satisfy all of those conditions for when people are not sure which section to look in, and when people are sure which section to look in, we've made sure that people aren't going to miss anything. And the last thing I want to cover is that, and this is a really significant problem both for manufacturers, reps, as well as for you, is that many disclosures, whether it's an EPD or a material ingredient disclosure, covers more than one product. Oftentimes it can cover multiple SKUs, multiple product families, and it can be a lot. We've even worked with one manufacturer on HPDs where one HPD covered 1,200 SKUs. And there's really no way in each of these disclosures to list every single product that the disclosure goes with. And again, this goes back to you're looking to specify products with disclosures, not disclosures alone. And so the design of the catalog, I'm just going to jump ahead. The design of the catalog is such that the manufacturer can list every single product that they have in a particular MasterFormat section and correlate it to any and all of the disclosures that they have for that particular product. The other thing that we've done, and this is really important to manufacturers and probably very important to you as well, the product information links to the product page on the manufacturer's website. Because we don't believe in asking product manufacturers to maintain lots of content someplace else, someplace that is not their website. It's very difficult for them to do that. They don't have the resources. And frankly, anytime you go to a resource that is not the manufacturer's website, you have to feel confident that that content is being maintained and you're getting the latest information. So we believe that by linking to the manufacturer's website, you're going to get the latest information. You're going to get everything that they want you to find. And what a manufacturer wants is for you to go to their website. That's why they have websites. So their listing is really a lens, if you will, that organizes all of their products by MasterFormat division, and we append the manufacturer's brand names that you know what they call their products in that division. That's the horizontal. And the vertical axis is the types of transparency disclosures that they have. for each of those products. And when we do the live demo, I'll show you how that works. I'm showing you this in slides first, only because it explains the listing is the building blocks for the filtered results. So every manufacturer, when they add their products to the catalog, has their own listing page where you'll be able to learn about them, contact the product transparency person, use some social media tools and sharing tools, which are pretty powerful. And now, when you go in and filter by MasterFormat, division, and section, those chunks of that listing table for that particular section from every manufacturer who has products in that section gets pulled into the filtered results. And the brands are displayed first by listing type. So featured brands, and I'll show you what that looks like in a minute, have more and better integrated content. Standard listings have product information and the things that I showed you in the standard listing. And then the free listings, which are what we add continually, link to the manufacturer's website and link to the EPD. If they have a material ingredient disclosure, we tell you that they have one, and we link to their website. So what we've tried to do is at least make a single resource where architects, designers, contractors, real estate developers can find every single manufacturer who has done some kind of product transparency disclosure. If they haven't added their products yet, we at least send you to their website. What we, of course, want them to do for their benefit and for yours is to add their products, because at the end of the day, you want to be able to find those products. You don't really want to have to hunt around a manufacturer's website. We've already touched on that's a problem. It's challenging. But we've put a bunch of tools in place to make it easier for you to find those brands, which is typically how people start research, by thinking about brands and then drilling down. So I'm going to jump over here to my browser, and here's the front page of the catalog. There's two ways you can use the catalog. And this has been here since the start. You can always look alphabetically, which is how people think about, again, products. They think about brands they like or brands you don't know. You might browse some of those. But now we've added this MasterFormat filtering. So depending upon where you are in the design stage, you might be early stage and you might say, okay, well, really, I just want to see how many brands have products in Division 7. You don't even have to select a section. You can go right here, just pick Division 7 and go find products. And what you're going to find out in one click is every single manufacturer. So it's 121 brands, 748 products in Division 7 with transparency information. And so you can see it goes on for a lot of pages. All of these filters, I'm going to show you how to use each one, act on the results that are displayed to help you, using whatever path you want to get there, filter down to just the products that you want to see. So one way you might want to start is by to say, okay, great. I can see there's a lot of brands in Division 7. I'm still in early stage design. Let me see what brands are there. So I can see here's all the brands that are there. Great. I like Knopf. I want to see Manson. I want to see Metal Sales, definitely GAF, maybe BASF, as many as you like. And then when you save those brands, you're going to see those 5 brands that you selected, and you're still going to see that there's 236 products, which you can browse through. And by the way, just to show you how this works, I'm going to work from the bottom. Here's a standard listing. If I click here on the product name for metal sales, it's going to take me to the product page on the metal sales website. Notice that the product page will always pop up in a new tab. So if you're comparing products, at least what we're able to do is let you look at products, have them pop up, and you can start comparing something to something else that way. Here in this featured brand, when you click on any of these product links, oh, by the way, here, you'll just to show you can click here and you're going to get the declare label. So everything that you need is all right there. For a featured brand, you click here, you're going to get their EPD. That's our transparency report that integrates everything all in one place. Links to all of their certifications. You download the guide spec, quickly get all the LCA results with this explanation of what they're doing to improve, the material health results, et cetera, et cetera. But going back to using the filters, now you can start looking at, all right, well, I really only want to see products in 0710, or I really only want to see products in 0720. And so, as I mentioned before, the way we've designed the display of results is when you select products at the section level, in this case, the 2.0, the top level section level, it's going to display every section below that, every product in every section below that. So you're going to see everything in 0720. So now you can filter further down. Okay, you don't want to see thermal insulation. You want to see roof and deck insulation. So what we've opted to do is let you filter down to just the stuff you want to see. Because you might decide, geez, I'm not sure if I want to see products in vapor barriers versus air barriers. So we let you do whatever you like that way. Another way you might want to filter is to say, great, I can see in 07, 121 brands, 748 products. That's great, but I'm working on a living building challenge project. So just show me the manufacturers who have products that I can use in a living building challenge building. And in a click, you've got your 6 brands, your 467 products. Lastly, this product name field, this is the only search field you're going to find because we are committed to a great user experience. And search in most of the databases that you might go visit, you'll probably not disagree with me. When you put in a search term, you end up getting a lot of results, some of which are relevant to what you really want to find, many of which are not. And so because we're serious about helping you find products to select and specify, we've only implemented filters that really help you get to what you need. So this product name search field searches only this product name column. So you might use this when you've heard of a product before, but you can't remember necessarily the manufacturer that it's from. So here's an example. Maybe you remember the brand name Everguard, so you're going to put that in, and you're going to realize that, oh yeah, that's a GAF product that I can use in my Living Building Challenge project. And of course, you can always go back and continue to filter by division. However you want to get there, you can get there by using any combination of these filters. And when you're done, you can always clear and start over. So we're at our time. If you would like to have Sustainable Minds do a short demo to other people in your organization, we're happy to set those up. We're doing more webinars over the course of the next few weeks. Encourage other folks to sign up. We record these webinars and post them. That's another way to watch. And most importantly, the Transparency Catalog is free to use. There is no login and there's no ads. We want to eliminate every barrier to using the catalog because what we want to do is encourage you to reward these manufacturers for investing in product transparency and making incredibly higher performing products. It also means the reason why we've made this decision to have no login now is because we will never be in the business of harvesting or selling user data, analytics, any of those business models that any site that requires you to log in and build a profile, that's what they're doing with that data. That's why they're doing it. They can sell that data, have another source of revenue, and track what you're doing. Now, manufacturers like that. They'll pay for certain tools that are like that. We let a manufacturer put Google Analytics on their own listing, like they have on their own site, and they can track traffic, clicks, all the things that Google Analytics tells anybody who uses it on their website. We don't collect user data. We won't sell those analytics. And we think that's really important for a business in the business of transparency. So once again, thank you for your time. And we hope to see you at another one of our webinars coming soon. And hope you have a great day. Take care.